Hi there, thanks for stopping by. This is Michelle, and today is Thursday, April the 17th. Thursdays are a day that I usually go over foot related items. Shannon from Another Yarn started a series this year called hashtag to the toes, and she encouraged people to play along with her. So I took her up on that opportunity because I was kind of wanting to start with playing with socks more this year. I had never made knit socks, and so I wanted to give it a whirl. And I've made crocheted socks before, but I don't know if it was just the pattern or if I'm just not good at making socks. I don't know, could be. But I've never made any that I liked a lot. Um, excuse me. I have made a lot of house shoe slipper type things, booties, and I enjoy doing that. But socks not so much. But in my sock adventure, I found this book, Learn to Crochet Socks for the Family. And I liked the book quite well, and I decided I was going to make everything in it. So I started off with a pair for my granddaughter, and this is the one, is the ruffled anklets. And I made it in Premier's fruit, I think it's called Fruit Sock. Anyway, I showed it a week or two ago. Yeah, so I made those, and that was fun. And then I couldn't decide what to do next. So I put 3 options up on my posts. It used to be called Community tab. I put a poll on my posts and wanted to see what you guys wanted. And as of last week, there was a 2-way tie. And what was tied was, let me get this other pattern out real quick. There we go. Was the cuffed slippers, and which is the one I wanted to, well, one of the ones I wanted to do. I wanted to do all of them, never mind. And then this one, which is the ribbed anklets. These two were tied for first, and this one was last, and it is the faux V-stitches. That's actually the one I wanted to make, and it was in the bottom. So last week I had told you that I would probably make this one first and then start on the ribbed anklets. Well, I went looking through my stash because the cuffed socks, what was that called again? Yeah, the cuffed slippers. Those were written for a worsted 4-weight. And I dug through my stash, and I could not find anything that was calling out to me. And I just, last week, wasn't feeling it. Just the whole, I didn't want to make socks. So, since my crafting is for fun, I decided I'm not doing it. And I didn't. So, that was for most of the week. And then 2 days ago, I was digging through my closet, trying to find yarn that would speak to me for that 4-weight, and I came across something else. I came across this Big Twist Supernova. No, it's not 4-weight. It is a 2-weight yarn. I had forgotten that I had it. This is an 80% acrylic and 20% wool, and you can feel the wool in it. It's not horrible, but you can feel the wool for sure. It is 475 yards, 5.3 ounces, or 435 meters for the 150 gram ball. It recommends needles size 4 millimeter or US 6 and a 4 millimeter hook, which is a G6. It is, like I said, it is a 2 fine. Let me see this. but it is a roving style. It does go from thicker to thin. It's not so far. Well, let me just finish reading the specs first. I'm getting ahead of myself. I get excited with yarn. So this says to machine wash, no ironing, do not bleach, and do not tumble dry. They want you to dry it flat. This is made in Turkey, and this color is Starburst. And let me see if I can, that's more of an accurate color. When I get kind of closer, it looks more pink than what it really is. So no, this was not going to work for the cuffed slippers, but these ribbed anklets, they actually were written for a 3-weight and an F 3.75. But because this is kind of, you know, goes thicker to thinner, and it's, see all the little halo on it? I thought maybe it might work. And so I went and did a gauge swatch that it recommends. And I'm usually okay on the stitch count. It's the height. I'm notorious about keeping my, by not pulling up on my hook. And I just stitch like right on the line, you know. Just what I do. So it wanted 18 rounds for 4 inches. So this is what I made. And this is a little bit over 2 inches, and it is 9 rounds. So I'm thinking that this would work. And then I got to looking at it and thought, you know, I don't want to frog this. This would make a perfect baby sock. So I might go and do my own thing and make a little booty for my grandson. I know it's pink, but he doesn't care. He told me so. He just wants his feet to not be cold. So I might do that as well. I think I'll have more than enough yarn here to make a pair of socks and a pair of baby booties out of it. So that's my plan as of right now. That is what I'm doing on that. And then today I looked at that pole, and lo and behold, this little guy here is now in a 3-way tie. So I will be making them all, but it's going to start off with this one. This is the one that I am going to do for sure. I've got the yarn picked out and everything. So there is that. That is my crocheted sock. On my knit sock, this was my very first knit sock, not pair of socks, a sock. There were a lot of mistakes in it. I knew I was going to redo it. So I just wanted to use this as more of a learning experience. Oh, by the way, this is the Easy Peasy sock pattern. It is a free pattern on Ravelry, and it's by Stacy Trock. I'll try to link it below. It was a great pattern, and Amy, it uses DPNs. You should try it. It was a great pattern. It goes a lot faster because the pattern is written for worsted weight yarn. And so it does go a lot faster, and it fits more like, when you put it on, it feels more like a slipper than a sock. So, because it's thicker, you know. But I didn't care for the way the little gussets went on here. I think I did something wrong on that. I'm going to have to look and play with that. And then I did some I have some ladders and things to that nature. But what really went wrong was when I got to the toe, the instructions said in multiple places to, I already had stitch markers on. And then it would tell you to slip a stitch marker, and then you would make a couple of stitches, and then it would tell you place a stitch marker. And it kept doing that, slip one, add one, slip one, add one. And the next thing I know, I have half a dozen or more stitch markers on this toe that I'm trying to decrease on. And I don't know where I am. Where's the beginning and where's the end? I got lost. So knowing that this was just a practice run and that I was going to remake it and hopefully make it correctly, I didn't care. I knew that my seam would be off, but I thought, well, you know, if it's off a little bit, it doesn't matter. It's okay. It's just for practice. Yeah, it was way off. So this is the sock, right? This is the sock, and this way. And the seam would be going this way, right? Across your toe. No, my seam is going this way. When it got to the end, and it tells you, this is the only thing I don't like about the pattern, was that at the it was very confusing, and I'm still not sure where I'm supposed to do with all of my stitch markers, where it says to add one, slip one, add one, slip one. Well, where do I take one off, and where's the beginning? I'll have to be real careful on that and see if I can't figure that out. But then the pattern ends abruptly with, okay, now just do a Kitchener stitch. What's a Kitchener stitch? I don't know. I had to search it on YouTube and get a video to teach me how to do a Kitchener stitch, because I've heard the term, but I've never done it before. And since I'm relatively new to knitting, I made tons and tons and tons of washcloths, and I've made several scarves, but I've never done things in the round. I've never done anything like that. So this is definitely something new. And yeah, so I was going to try and find a different yarn. I didn't really like the way this worked with the worked up, so with knitting. So I wanted to try something different, and I found this. I actually took this out to make the pom-poms for the socks that I made, or the slippers that I made last week for the Donald Wolf rectangle socks or slippers. And I thought, you know, that'd be perfect. Why not? What else are you going to do with it? So this is Mainstays, a Walmart brand. It's 100% acrylic yarn. It is made in India, and it is a 4-weight, 5.5 millimeter needles, which is a US 9, or 5.5 hook, which is a USI number 9. So it, like I said, is 100% acrylic, so you can machine wash and dry. They do not want you to bleach it. They do not want you to iron it, and they do not recommend dry cleaning. So it is 285 yards, 260 meters, 5 ounces, or 141.7 grams. Now I did, like I said, I used this to make pom-poms. So a little bit of it is out, and it's only 5 ounces of 4-weight. So I wasn't sure if 285 yards minus 2 pom-poms, 2 small pom-poms, would be enough for 2 knit socks. I'm thinking it would be, but I don't know. So I went to go and grab the other skein, and I cannot find it. I have to go to Walmart anyway, so I'll probably just pick up another one there. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do for the easy peasy sock pattern. That was pretty easy peasy until I got down to the very end of the toes. So I might have to find somebody who knows how to knit to walk me through that. So we'll see. But I did do something else. I finished my granddaughter's dress. And I used Premier, I think it's called Premier Dottie. I think is what it's called. Oh, you know what? I happen to have what's left over from that right here. Let me see what this is. This is, let's see, does it tell me? I'm gonna have to take it completely out. Okay, that's all right. Yeah, it's Premier Dottie. Color shifting dot print. 656 yards, 600 meters, 7 ounces, 200 grams, 100% acrylic, a light number 3, 3.75 millimeter needles, 4 millimeter hook is a recommendation. This color is Lagoon, and it is made in Turkey. I think I give you all the information, and I don't think I'll be able to get that back in the center, so there we go. I didn't even realize I had this out here. This needs to go in the house. Okay, so that is that. I enjoyed it. Well, let me say this. I made that out of this book, Timeless Textured Baby Crochet, and it is the cloud dress. This is what you guys said y'all wanted me to make first. So that is the cloud dress. That is her version. Cloud dress. Yeah. So, so I made this dress. I finished it, and just as I was weaving in the ends, my husband comes in, and I said, "Look, honey, I finished it." And he says, "Well, that's really nice, honey, but you haven't made anything for the grandson yet." But wait, here, come here. Let's look at the pattern book and see what we can make him. And he's like, "I was just kidding. I was kidding. It was a joke." But no, he humored me. And this is what I decided on. I'm gonna make him this in the spring. It's called the spring romper, okay? And I'm going to use, dun, 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 Kaboo. Now this label is small. I definitely have to have my glasses for this. Okay, this is a lightweight number 3. It is machine wash and dryable. Do not triangle. Do not iron. You may pee. So no bleaching and dry clean solvent for pee. It recommends a number 6 4mm knitting needles and a G6 4mm hook. It is colored denim. It is made in China, and it is 50% cotton and 50% rayon from bamboo. The only thing with this is it can be splitty. Can you see? There's, yeah. And I've used this before, so I have to be careful with the, this is in a knot. Hold on just a second. Twisted, twisted, twisted. I am making it worse, not better. There we go. So you can see here how it tends to come apart. Can you see? Oh, come on, quit flipping on me. Flip out. Okay. Yeah, you can see it's wound really loosely. Can you see that? Anyway, I don't know if you can see it or not. To see what you see, I have to block it. So anyway, yeah. So it's splitty. You have to find the right hook. What I have found is if you have trouble with the yarn splitting, switch your hook and see if that helps. Sometimes the hook, the tip might be too sharp, or maybe it's too blunt and you're having to struggle to get it through more. If that doesn't work, then play with your tension a little bit and see if that works for you. So for me, usually a change in a hook will help on that. So that is what I'm going to be playing with next. So guys, thank you so much for coming and stopping by and listening to what I've been playing with and what I've been up to. I hope that you guys are making some fun things, and I will talk to y'all soon. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.